Hello, welcome to Secret Agent Agency. We are playing through the second half of Day 3 in Disco Elysium. My name is Kevin, and joining me is the ancient reptilian brain of Andrew.
How many days are there supposed to be in this game?
About 10.
I've looked at. Holy shit!
And also the limbic system of Jihun is here giving advice.
I'll be using the limbic system to clean the drainage that my dishwasher is having.
Don't forget to start thinking about whatever that thought was that I don't remember.
Yeah, let me look at that. I don't remember if we ended up.
I think we got like a lot of.
We have anti-object task force.
Oh, we're working on it.
Okay.
Right, good.
And I've decided I just want to do something. We're going to get more Inland Empire.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I think because we've been such good detective boys focusing on the story, I want to continue to do so today. By yes?
There are two now? Did you not sell the radio speaker?
Oh, we sold speakers. What we are carrying is a boombox.
Okay.
Do you remember? Oh, geez, I forgot his name, but the Asian lorry driver merchant person who we bought sneakers from, but they were resting on a pair of cool speakers. So we bought the sneakers and the speakers.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we just sold the speakers. That was like a lot of the point of the conversation.
Oh, right. The speakers are like 50 cents. It was like $50 for the sneakers or something.
Yeah. Okay, so west of the boardwalk on the coast, somewhere in the reeds. So I think we're kind of in that direction somewhere. We're looking for Clausia's buoy. Oh, a radio relay tower.
A snazzy scarf.
Can never wear it.
Oh, what was the negative?
Doesn't matter, right. It's not the horrific necktie.
Right.
Our best friend. Truly the only person who's got our back in this story.
Oh, that was Volition. Volition's like, it's like talking shit about everything else.
Yeah, we have a lot to explore in this island. But in particular, I really just want to...
Winter.
Oh.
Slow to let go of Revachol. Flex some more wet snow from above.
Let's look around.
Snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff. And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring.
How does it feel?
The melting snow seeps through your thin clothes. Grandmothers don't let their grandchildren out dressed so lightly in this weather. At least your hair is protected from getting wet and sticking together. You look around.
What's in the west?
More winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings. Crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles. Grey and red forgotten city blocks. What remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast.
And beyond that?
The waters turn black. Coal City in the shadow of San Martin. A boom town. Back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet.
What's there?
Below the old mines, L'Océan Municipal, Revachol's underground cemetery. Le Petit Rat braved the underground passageways, trying to get to Le Royaume.
Le Petit Rat.
Children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums, and for fabled relics. Their parents let them. they go deeper.
Deeper.
After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safle and Seol during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, Grand Old Philip, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philip the Opulent. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed, so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings. The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine, favored by Revacholian royalty. Did someone say untold quantities of cocaine? Drop everything immediately and go looking for this hoard.
So wipe the snow from our shoulder.
Few petits rats return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of the black tunnel with silver trinkets in her pockets. All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces.
Holy crap, that was all just from the
and
first
on the wet
selection.
shacks where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water.
What's in the east?
The canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police. There is laughter, lights, attempts at entrepreneurial activity, cynicism. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philip III serves as a destination for grade school field trips and a fine perch for winter birds.
That's all?
Like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast a long shadow over the profligate king.
And further.
A fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence reflects off its hood.
What's in the north?
The abandoned church, one of 2 remaining stave churches, which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs. The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the Revolution.
And further north?
A serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged when the tide is high and the weather foul.
And on the islets? That doesn't feel right.
The remains of a camp,
Yeah.
a jagged piece of rock, a tent, old dishes and cutlery, long since abandoned. A hermit crab scuttles among
I'm the one who's supposed to mispronounce
looking
words.
for a new shell.
Maybe that's like the British way of saying it?
Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection, way beyond Martinez, a popular spa destination for ample-bodied Ozon kids with equally ample pockets.
What's on the other side of the inlet?
Then there's Ozon, but the snow falls too thick. You cannot see that far.
Before that? Before the curtains are drawn?
The Bay of Revachol, vastness, great depth, over 1,200 meters at its deepest. Water, air brinier than here. It is crisscrossed by huge cargo ships bearing company logos, wild pines, Zam, Morian, and at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the coalition warship Archer, on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery fire if you were to rise up against the market. You shudder.
What's in the south?
The raised motorway, 881, separating Martinez from Jamrock. Vehicles whoosh past one another day and night, while those who reside in the labyrinthine alleyways beneath the motorway attempt to carry on with their lives in the snow and the slush. And south of the 881 is the Pox.
The Pox.
Was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the old military hospital. In the 20s, it was used as a quarantine center during a measles outbreak that killed many children. Most everyone has avoided the hospital and surrounding park ever since. The Pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roaming in packs. The police try to keep the deepest corners cordoned off.
But still.
Heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital, hoping to find something to get high on among the hastily abandoned supplies, or just to overdose in peace.
Further south?
A line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41. Snow settles on the roof of the repurposed silk mill. It serves as your station. Shivering RCM personnel hurry in and out of the main entrance. Around you, the snow continues to fall. To the west, the ocean swells.
No, it was home. I want more.
The stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning. Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and the chop shops of the Zemlyaki. All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. They are lights directed toward the seafloor, looking for something, like whiskers.
For what?
A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind.
What's above?
Do we have any idea what this thought is going to even be?
No.
Yeah.
We're just getting our bearings.
Alright.
I always listen to Shivers. It's nice. What's above?
More Coalition aerostatics. Occasionally, lights flash as they maneuver through the falling snow. One large airship carries crates in its belly.
What's below me?
Layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage, hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle.
Tell me a secret of the sands, Wind.
Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You will probably never happen across it, but who knows?
Let's stomp our feet for warmth, brushing off the snow.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up?
Wow. Love Shivers.
What even brought that upon us?
Yeah,
That was like straight 10 minutes of that.
that is 10 minutes.
It was amazing.
Oh, money.
Now we don't gotta pay the stupid $20 a night.
So I want to bring that up again. So Hobo Cop was not the ability that we were thinking of.
So
yeah.
Robocop,
Lets
The
you pick up
description?
recycles, basically.
So what would have happened if you were hypothetically say like you don't have enough money to pay for the room?
You game over.
It is? Damn.
I believe so.
Robocop. Find more terre, earn more from selling terre, 6 Shivers learning cap.
Oh, okay.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
What was that about the windows before?
Oh, yes. So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. so they didn't have windows on the south wall.
So you and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
Could I have some... Oh, wait. Could I have some of that unimportant money then?
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms. I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
By the way, do you work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
What's Lomantang stick fighting?
It's an anthropological heritage of the Lomantang people. A martial art of sorts, but what not a lot of books mention is that it also carries a cultural significance among the Lomantangs, as it used to be the best means of showing off to look for a bride, which, interestingly enough, brings us to the socio-economic structure of the traditional rural tribes of the Lomantang Isles, which... But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying...
He's a startup CEO, isn't he?
I'm not really interested in the practice. I just want to know how often you work out. Now and then? That's, what, like once a week?
Lomantang stick fighting is a little like a Berolidan addiction. I've been practicing it for nearly 20 years now, so you could say that my doses have grown a little peculiar.
Wait, what does this man know about Pyrrolidon addiction?
Hold on. Prolethon addiction? What an interesting metaphor. Or perhaps not a metaphor at all.
You got me, detective. But my history should hardly come as a surprise.
Dad's fighting with sticks every night after dinner for 4 hours. He has a special room for that, and a special costume.
That's right, Mikhail. It also has a meditative quality. Helps to clear my head. But anyway.
What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
I don't care. I don't think I've ever heard of this Felt Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial
you're allowed to
cartridge and
dig deeper.
ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
Mm-hmm. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
I wanted to ask something else.
But of course. What else?
Thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
You have
Bro,
zero interest.
Huh?
You have zero interest talking to this man. Normally you like choose all the options, but this time like fuck, like I'm out of here.
I just don't think we're going to get anything from that guy. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
The history buff.
Yeah. I guess after the Sunday friend, I guess your patience is running thin, huh?
Yeah, maybe a bit. Oh, this guy are
You
sick.
stop mid-step and put your hand on a garish necktie.
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
What? Where? Bottle? What?
In this drunk's hand, on the pipe there, glowing blue, a mysterious, otherworldly blue, filled to the brim with holy mysteries. It's hard to know what exactly your vivid interior is speaking of here, but I'm guessing it's got a lot of alcohol in it.
Okay, cool. What do I do next?
Oh, I think this is about so much more than cool. Please go talk to him. See what it's about. I'm drawn to it.
Okay, I can do that. Oh wait, first money.
Priority.
69. Okay, okay.
Nice.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
I am the law.
I am the law.
You really don't have to. Besides, he won't understand you anyway.
Abigail. Oh, Abigail.
Who is Abigail?
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Who are you? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
Where am I? What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
What do you guys think?
Seems like a trustworthy fellow.
Let's lean in.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
Hey, I'm on an important official investigation. I demand you answer my questions.
There's no use in yelling at drunks. He's barely holding it together.
The drunk man starts coughing a really disgusting, hacking cough. He does not sound well at all.
Tell me about your friends.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail? Don't call.
There was no chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
It was figuratively a waste of time because they're going forward at the time, nothing else.
Hey, Tequila!
Hey, that's
Hey, Tequila!
Good to see you.
Trademark.
How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
Tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
I like this guy. You should too. He respects you by calling you your true name.
I like 3.
Don't know. People tell me I'm a cop. I'm getting used to that.
Wait.
Good to hear that you're on top of things. Talking about used to, did you know that I used to be a real mover and shaker? Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom Spiral Land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Tequila Sunset? That's my nom de guerre.
It definitely is.
Do you know me?
Oh, do I? Of course. Don't you remember?
Maybe.
Maybe. You look like you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be. You look like you want to hear the tale.
Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
For some reason, the name Tequila fills me with foreboding. Maybe I shouldn't learn what it means.
You think you feel bad now. Wait till you've heard the story.
No. You need the wisdom.
Go ahead.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Wait, did we meet on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
This all checks out so far.
Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah, probably. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
What happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
Oh, yes you do, Bratushka! The only thing better than that is putting the pedal to the metal after you kiss the tie. And off we go!
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things."
Every word I said was true. Tequila Sunset will break the looms of reality.
Yeah, looms. Why not? Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Wait, so is Tequila Sunset an event or a name?
I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone.
I don't like how I only have one response here, and it is an answer I absolutely refuse to give. Damn it.
No, thou must.
My real name is Harry.
No, That's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Yeah, those subtlety.
Oh, okay, here we go. Did I tell you anything specific about this person that fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
Yeah.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics,
sounds about right.
though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Did I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Did we talk about, politics?
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve.
Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who'd cleared 501 cases.
As you've already determined, the actual number is just over 200. But what's a little embellishment between friends?
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it.
I don't need to hear anymore.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
Please. Please don't go. Don't go.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol.
At least
That's
he's
what
honest.
we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out.
So he's
So
failed
now it's
CEO.
a pirate's life for me.
You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Yes. Want to tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar.
You want booze, don't you?
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell
course.
stories without it. Dry stories are boring, see? So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
I guess it had. I guess all three we actually do have it, huh?
Vodka, wine, or strike brew.
What are we
Maybe I
feeling with this guy?
Let's give him wine. I think this This is like the cheapest and least unique of what we have.
Oh, okay.
Classy.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George, but around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, a founder/junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Go on.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Did the jogging help?
Did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
What happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
His eyes are clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
How wet are we talking exactly?
Wet, okay? It was raining really hard. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
I would have landed on my feet. I've got feline reflexes.
No,
shit.
The point is, reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
You've got to be shitting me.
I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office.
Okay, so what happened next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this.
My dude, you lost your... These keys are replaceable, my guy.
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
I've only been a hobo cop for a few days now, but it doesn't seem so bad.
The hobo lifestyle definitely has some perks. Not having to pay rent, first and foremost. Not being responsible for 20 other people is nice too. But that charm wears off pretty quickly. Before you know it, you're wearing a shit-stained tracksuit and spending your days picking tear.
Why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece Lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
What's this about a lost jacket?
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my Lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
Okay, sure. Where'd you lose it?
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market.
That's a lot of places.
Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it.
What was the name of your agency?
My agency? Man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy.
Holy shit.
I was financing a group of poets in East Rebashal who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
I'm personally at number 2, but
Man, mixing high and low commodifying culture, that is extremely my shit.
I know. It was fucking awesome. Too bad I went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all away.
What's up with the tracksuit?
What? You've never seen 100% Lycra before? Go on, feel that primo material.
You really shouldn't touch it.
Touch it.
Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly.
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing 2 jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it. And then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think about that.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them anytime.
What about the other drunks?
My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like.
Hey, Tequila! You want to buy some speed?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
A gurgling sound comes from the direction of the non-responsive man.
And yeah, you're already acquainted with abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
Let me ask you something else.
I'm all ears, Tequila.
Be seeing you.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Holy shit.
Your new favorite NPC?
Maybe.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
Good to see you too, friend.
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
See? There it is, Bratushka! The spirit! Let's buy the spirit! 300 real is a lot, but this has to be done! It's our end game!
This is the mystery and the truth, and I need to buy that spirit.
Exactly! This is no ordinary drink! It's what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax, the mystery, the virginal sigh! That drink is special! You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to! Our ultimate fate depends on it! And the fate of many worlds!
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
Why does a bottle of spirits cost 300 real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture. You know, it's funny, actually.
He's finding it difficult to focus his watery gaze.
What is?
What?
What do you mean, what? What did you think was funny earlier?
This guy.
Where'd you get the bottle of spirits from?
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office.
He ain't shitting you! Medicinal spirits are a blast, Bratan! The flaming truth of this joke of a world!
I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink. Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
Good tip, I should remember it.
It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Okay, how?
The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead things. It's like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila! What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol.
Wait, is this formaldehyde?
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
Can I smell it first?
Yeah, be careful. It's extremely flammable. One spark and the entire city of Revachol is wiped off the map.
Feels like someone set a mustard field ablaze right inside your nose, then drenched it in tear gas. Your nose is a singular source of pain, but at the same time you don't remember the last time you felt so alive.
Did I not tell you, Bratan? This is it! This is our party drink! This is what we're having, baby! Please get it for me!
So, what's the deal, friend? Want the spirits or not?
I think it will prove useful. Yes.
3 real and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime.
Oh! Hi, Wiz. How you doing, buddy? How's your D&D been going and stuff? Here's the money for the spirits. I talked them down 297 real, I guess.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
Bratan, I am so proud! Now, whatever you do, don't drink it! This deserves so much more than just regular oral consumption!
The tie is so on the money there. Up the bum it goes.
Hi, welcome to the stream, Wiz. I hope you're enjoying it. Oh, God. Okay, right, we're putting it in the bum.
Who said anything about putting it up there? No! We're gonna put it into a way more special place. So special! Just hang on to it. Keep it safe. Wait for my sign.
Soon. The time will come soon. Have patience, brave one. I'm getting a really dark vibe from this. This won't be pretty.
Oh my God.
Hope we good on everything else.
Let's have some Pilsner.
Bottoms up, Captain.
I'm off.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
I am doing great. This game is wonderful. My friends are great. And I'm going to the arcade after this stream.
Was that guy just like randomly there?
What
like,
guy?
Really, like the whole backstory, man.
Yeah, I guess they're just hobos.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere.
What happened here?
In this yard? Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscur for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
Wait, what's a bloc obscur?
A black bloc. A part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Or one that has fallen to gang violence. Or has become inhospitable in some other way.
So this part of the coast is a bloc obscur?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
Maybe they left something useful behind.
Yes, for you to scavenge like a post-apocalyptic scavenger who collects trash and errant magnesium blisters.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this phase of the investigation.
I'm realizing I didn't actually thank you. I just asked you how you were doing. So thank you very much for subscribing for 11 months, Wiz. I hope you're having a great time. D&D doing not so good. Me neither. I left my group. They're going on without me and they're not streaming anymore, it doesn't sound like.
To answer what Andrew said about the game, I feel like some of the characters are just there for grinding purpose, because you kind of get like what, 5 experience points.
I didn't even think about the ooh. I didn't even think about the XP in this game. I think it's just like more just story and getting more background and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, but some of them are like not significant. Because just like that
yeah,
guy with his son looking at the window is like, what's the significance in there, you know? It's kind of like that. You talk to them, you get a little bit of a experience, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think in a lot of ways, just there's just like a lot of background, like to really just like feel invested in the world and stuff like that. This game does a great job about that, and it rewards you for knowing things, I feel like. And the other thing is different playthroughs with different stats will have like different things to say to these people. So maybe somebody's going like the opposite route, like all intellect, for example, will probably be really interested in all the computer stuff, but Our guy just wants to party and get wasted and dream in life. Stop the campaign because people kept not showing up. Damn, dude. Sorry.
Oh, that's the worst one. Yeah. Granted, I've never been to D&D, but yeah, that's gotta be the worst one.
Yeah.
I just love the one D&D game I was a part of where we had a character that was kind of edging towards kind of chaotic evil almost. So when he stopped showing up for the game, he just made him an NPC that eventually became a villain character. And we'd actually fight him.
We did that with 2 of our ex-player characters in our first campaign. Yeah, so I kind of left my group for a similar reason. It just got way too large, and that meant like more people is more scheduling conflicts, but it also like got to a point where rounds of combat were taking really long, like, and even against like really small nothing creatures, the battles would last like 3 sessions. We spent 12 hours fighting troglodytes in a cave, and that is what finally drove me over the edge of like, you know, I quit. Like I don't know, that's kind of where I was with it. So I want to interact with the tape. Smallest church in St. Sains.
The portal reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing.
Let's press our ear against the speaker.
It sounds like someone's moving in the room, getting comfortable. Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad.
Can we talk about how we're listening to this really quiet, sad music, and our guy's just like, yeah, finally, I'm gonna break stuff. Like he's listening to Limp Bizkit or some shit.
Within seconds, you know, this is the one. The real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to. This one tells it like it is. This is your tune. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning.
Could I sing this for karaoke? I think I could sing this.
Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know the lyrics since you've listened to it like 1,000,000 times. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way.
What?
Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out. Make everyone understand. The lieutenant looks at you as you remove the tape from the boombox. He doesn't say anything.
Just everything about him seeing the utterly bizarre and weird shit that you do get up to is great.
Wait, this is not a tool. We cannot interact with it. We just have it.
Huh.
Okay, that is awesome. All right, let's break things.
Task Force.
Oh, that art.
Behold, the Anti-Object Task Force has assembled. God's avenging angel, arrayed against the lower emanations of the Darkened One. Shoe racks, tape recorders, motor carriages, and doors. So many doors. You're not just pounding it all to pieces. You're reforging the universe, from the anvil of the heavens to the worms below. Indulge in it. Be bold. Have an impact on the shape of creation. Out of the furnace of your rage, a new reality. Also, you should trash your room again.
You said it. Doors.
Oh, okay.
Attacking physical objects heals damage.
What?
+1 pain and physique cap raised.
That's all positive.
One of the best thoughts.
Wow.
There's practically nothing negative about that.
So let's see what the other ones we have right now.
So we have Aces High, White Morning, Bringing of the Law, Lawjaw, and the 15th Indo Tribe.
Andrew doing his research.
Mm-hmm.
White Morning looks good. 15th Indo Tribes. Yeah. Yeah, White Morning's good.
Alright.
You lose authority while you're working on it.
Okay, that was just...
Yeah, those are just... That's a temp. Some things permanently reduce.
I just wonder if... So, can you go to the skill menu just for a second? I'm just confused about that. So, what the menu?
This one?
No, the dots, sorry.
The thought cabinet, okay.
So, how good... You know, you see like how some dots are like connected? Is there significance to that,
Yeah.
or just around? Oh, so like... Tree...
Does this mean I can turn some off? Like, I don't know what this means either.
Okay.
These are permanent, but you can remove them at the cost of skill points, which is not worth it. That's why you want to be careful about.
What we're asking about is what the line of electricity means.
I have no idea.
I don't think it means anything. I think it's just a UI element. But it's weird because it misses some of them.
Right.
How many skill points do we have banked right now? Where do we know?
I don't know if I've been keeping up with it.
As many as needed when the time comes.
Fuck it. Oh, okay, we have this many. The skill points along the bottom.
Oh, okay. You revert that or just max out Inland Empire here?
Max it out. Just get electrochemistry up to 10 too.
Alright. Leave a handful though for thoughts.
Yeah.
I just looked up if there's a New Game Plus, but unfortunately this game does not offer New Game Plus.
Hmm. So, I am still interested in finding the buoy that has our pal's passport and shit in it.
She said she like buried it somewhere. Right?
West
like
of the
actually-
boardwalk on the coast, somewhere in the reeds. Okay, that's helpful. Okay, there's a new area for us, I guess. Hey, money.
Trying to run away from it.
Oh. Money.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
So we basically can't even attempt that. Hey. Okay. Money. Money. A box. Oh shit, is this like a hat? +2 logic? What is that? Oh,
dude.
Durag.
You look like,
This is a look.
Now you're official rapper.
Fucking jacket, man.
What did the straw hat give us? Where did that? Oh, here it is. +1. Yeah. This is the look.
And it is kind of pity that you cannot see the portrait of the equipment at the bottom. Portrait. It'd be funny to see.
Well, you have your whole character.
Oh shit, you look sick. Thank you. I know. I've been cultivating this look the whole this whole game. It's oh man, so fucking good. Oh damn.
Get all the drip. Man.
Oversized superstar sunglasses.
No, God, this is getting.
Those are visual calculus, though.
Oh no, all of our visual calculus. Oh my god.
We almost failed earlier to count to 8.
Wow, there's people here. Wait, hold on. Is this the cryptozoologist?
Oh.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this gem.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
I love the weird uncle in a midlife crisis look. Thank you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Oh, there are 2
Don't
people.
worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Do we want to regale Morel, the cryptozoologist, with the tale of Tequila Sunset?
No.
I mean, how forthcoming with this kind of shit have we been? Want to be consistent.
I feel like we've been kind of half and half. Like, we have One thing is, we haven't really told anybody that we're an amnesiac. We've just been kind of faking it till we make it. Does that sound right? But I feel like we've been... The waterlock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists, in our present case.
What sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defences work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
How big is it?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
Seems puny, to be honest.
Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long,
would be glory itself.
So have you discovered so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real. By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena said there's been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out.
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis?
Yes. The females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
Females reproducing without males. A travesty. A crime against passion and common sense.
Nature does not concern herself with ethical propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate.
Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena designed the traps?
Yes.
How do they work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
What will you do if they don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She sighted it? She didn't tell me that.
Yes. That's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
What do you guys think? 1 or 3?
1.
1.
Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, and come back to check on the traps later?
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
I'm all in with this cryptid shit. I'm hooked.
Caught the bug, I see. It's easier to get caught up in the search than you'd imagine.
What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Did you hear that? Pheromones. You were right about the teenagers.
So it really was the phasmid that made the teenagers make out.
Oh, I doubt there is any connection there. Anyway, these pheromones will attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Should last you about a week.
Lay it on me. Thick.
Yeah, XP.
This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water.
I hope you're not buying this. It dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop.
What?
Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them, you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, Better safe and stupid than sorry.
I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
Do we actually care about his history? I don't.
Let's just fucking go. This could be funny. How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
So you're living your childhood dream out here.
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
I don't. It's a profession, just like any other.
Indeed. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
Your nerve endings tell you there is no such thing as a positive surprise.
Would we say one?
Life surprises are mostly miserable.
Agreed. Yet there is always a chance, albeit a small one, of a truly good surprise. One simply needs to look at the history of science. Serendipities abound.
Has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid.
Holy shit.
Close. Close enough to keep trying.
What kinds of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here.
Okay, so you've never discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemney, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have proven to be real?
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
Then the Insulindian phasmid will be the 3rd.
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
The hair on your arms stand up. Electricity. Sounds like reeds hissing.
Thanks for explaining that. Now about something else.
Yes?
Let's talk about specific cryptids.
Right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it. Since you've offered to help, you need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena, or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before you almost caught one.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist.
What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees. They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
So how'd you almost catch a willow person?
Harry and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself. After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow, dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone and to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
And Lena's sighting of the phasmid, is that?
Confirmed. It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting.
Okay, let's just go through this shit. I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the Noma Jeroma.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
Living? No.
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant. Known
the dread
locally.
moose.
Yes. The dread moose subsists entirely on flesh.
What's it look like?
Just like an ordinary ardent moose.
How can you tell if it's ordinary or the dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
I am 100% behind the dread moose. I utterly believe it exists.
Of course you do.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more. Sightings in vast...
Okay.
Pardon me, I did not wish to seek conflict. It's simply my training to question things.
Understood, Lieutenant.
I know about the biggest cryptid, the giant of Coconur.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
Have you seen it?
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coconur. No. I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely.
It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it, as he was inquiring before. He was just being defensive.
I know about Cryobacter catalysis.
Oh, everyone knows about that one. Thanks.
A bit of jealousy there. He'd want that glory, truth be told. Even if he'd have to inject himself with bacteria to get it.
Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler. No one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nongok.
The Nongok?
A flightless cursor owl, found when it's not hunting its prey in this manner.
I can't. When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s.
Are you like done with this guy?
Just tell me about a cool cryptid, any cryptid.
No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. Me?
Alright, enough tales then. Okay, we're done.
Get out of here.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
The what?
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
The vows?
The vows of blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
Why am I getting this? Okay, Stomach, I've made up my mind about fascism.
You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
No!
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
How did that conversation bring up fascism in any way?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna talk to Gary or whatever his name is.
You're just too tired of this shit.
Wow.
Should I? I'll go back.
Up to you. It's your game.
Let's see if there's
Yeah.
anything important he has to say. Hello.
There's like a half hour's
Yellow.
worth of monologue.
Holy shit!
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows
Oh.
slightly and
Yeah,
takes
that's
out
why.
his notebook. Yellow Man.
Because they're in the
That
same
sounds
faction.
awfully familiar. Something to keep in mind for later.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Yeah, I'm more of a city boy
I
too.
like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Sadly, I think I might be a drunk or a degenerate, maybe even both.
Dark times will do that to good men.
Is this your mug? Hold up the Yellow Man mug.
My mug? Why would you think that?
Oh, yeah. First one.
You said Yellow Man. That's not something that many people go around saying.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
Still seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
Hell yeah.
I feel like we're not going to get 250, but maybe we can get the middle option.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a part of me that I don't think 100 could be possible, but let's see where it goes.
What do you think, Andrew?
I don't think any of these are going to pan out, but go for it.
I am. For 100 real.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
Oh, okay.
How did you get into a trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, and then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
What's that strange sound?
What sound?
That clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles, the smell of decay. The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
Move on for now.
Oh, man.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Don't be so relieved yet, Gary. This bad cop may have been in your apartment, admiring your mug collection. Perhaps a little intimidation?
I don't think we're ever going to get that composure thing.
Yeah, Legendary 14.
Do we have negatives on that?
Did we?
No.
Thank you,
Plus, so we got a plus already. I get.
Do you
more
know anything
pluses.
about the man hanged behind the whirling in
I
rags?
told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be a really good one?
Yes!
Well, this is that racist.
That's racist.
Level up from that.
Are you, Gary? Are you racist?
He's definitely nothing compared
Hey,
to Measurehead.
man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
Do you have a problem with Starlight?
No, no problem at all.
So, Gary, do you live nearby in an apartment in Martinez?
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
Have you found your door open lately?
In my home. Yes. When I was going to... How did you know?
Nothing. Just wanted to ask if your door's been unlocked lately. Now I have.
Is this about the Union? Did the big man open the door?
No, I did, per his request.
So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
Try not to shit yourself, Gary. It's just an open door.
What could it be about? I probably talked too loud. In the whirling. About some theories I had. Whatever it is, I'm done with it. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help if I can.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, hold on.
Exposure, see if we can pass it.
Yeah, let's see what we can do here.
Should have clothing that boosts composure.
Oh, that's a 2-point swing right there. Our green snakes are coming back.
Whatever keeps us composed.
Do we have any negatives? Ooh. Hey, this. Oh, wait. One more thing we can do. Let's take some speed. Wait, why can't I? Let's try this. I still don't fucking understand how this works.
Maybe it's because we're with our buddy Superfly. Can't take drugs.
Oh, are we not allowed to have speed while we're with Kim?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, never occurred to me for sure.
What the fuck?
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Why is he shifting around like that? Let's analyze his composure.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath?
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
With the armor. No.
Give me that armor, now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner.
Oh, I can have the speed now. I'm gonna have speed. I don't know what changed, but I am having speed.
Oh.
Okay.
Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. CLI officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But...
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels.
Fucking knew it wasn't the alcohol or the other things.
Yeah, the other things. Long live the other things. Made you strong as an ox, they have.
So there's a lack of magnesium in me.
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
So I need to maggot sideways?
Maggot sideways? What are you talking about? You need to maggot up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
You're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form?
Yes. If you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system. Just remember, it's not the alcohol. Buy more of that too. Alcohol is not the problem. And it's certainly not the dextroamphetamine, nor porolidon. That sweet psychoactive radiation. Nor smoking for 40 years. It's the lack of magnesium and excess of coffee. You should stop drinking coffee. It wreaks havoc on your gastrointestinal system.
Okay, I know why we got that. Okay, yeah, let's check out the fucking armor. Yes! Don't need empathy.
Wait, so what triggered that thought? You said you know?
Yeah, because I took some because I was dying from the speed.
Ah.
Don't worry about it, okay?
So you got the boots and armor. You're about to become a soldier man soon. What are you missing? Possibly pants and helmet then. Or gloves.
Yes!
Oh damn, you found it.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash. But if you look closer...
That, over there, must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
Let's pick it up.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
Let's sniff it.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop and decay. And just a dash of hard liquor. Yum. The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner, actually. Smells a little salty.
Look at the plastic ball.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Let's shake it.
There's something in there, splashing around.
Let's open it.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Well done.
We're lucky it's still here. A little longer and it would have floated away.
We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
No documents. Who do you think took them?
I have no idea.
What do you guys think?
I don't think we're that doom and gloom, especially about like our own case.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a minor quirk. We knew it was in the buoy anyway.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Could this be related to the cryptozoologists and their little expedition?
In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation. We should go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Okay.
The dome-shaped plastic...
Most like finicky.
Yeah, a little bit. There's like certain areas where things like that pop up. Go on, Jihun, let it all out. What else you got?
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Let's pick up the handset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Put 10 cents in and dial a random number 005-2403-155.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre?
Yes, it's me. Pierre.
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
It gets lonely even when you're with people.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Let's dial another random number.
Calling. Still calling. Again? Seriously? Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Gerard, what a douche name. Change it. Change your name.
What are you, like 5? Thanks for calling, asshole.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
Yeah, let's call another random number.
Calling. 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 Still calling. Still calling.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
Yes, but a slight change of plans. I want this delivered to the Whirling in Rags in Martinez.
Tetis. Hey! You're not Tetis.
Oh.
Screw you, and don't ever call here again. You're fucking with some serious people.
Disconnect tone.
Let's put in another 10 cents and call another random number.
Calling.
I'm tired.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
What are you tired of?
Writing. I hate writing so much. But I have to get back to it.
The man disappears with a sigh. You do not hear the customary disconnect tone, just silence in the handset. The machine is still waiting for you to dial a number. Seems like it did not have time to swallow the coin. This sometimes happens. Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying.
Let's dial a random number with our eyes closed.
Close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial. Then pull down on the number. Then move one up. And repeat the motion. Twice. Strange. This is not how you started before.
Wait, what did I just do?
You dialed 001. This is not the area code of Revachol. It is another destination on another Isola. Some far-off nation-state.
Keep dialing.
414447. The rotary
dialing.
dial feels cold from the sea air. 1117361. Your fingers keep moving like a spider. Every time the ring rotates back with a little ring of metal, like a bell tolling.
There's more?
Yes. 451-67451. You are going deeper now, into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication networks.
Finish it.
451. You have dialed
Fatality.
God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Surely nothing can come of this, you think. But it does. A connection. An ultra-long distance call. Your air fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away. A distant network of phones, calling in the night, pitiful and terrifying. You feel your pulse rise with each ring, calling still. ringing by the bedside of a dark but capacious apartment with long windows. You know this to be true. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. Your breathing is heavy.
Long windows. How do I know that?
You just do. And you know it is going to hurt.
Kim.
The lieutenant is too far away to hear your yelp. The sea wind blows.
Let it call more.
Calling, 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 calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever heard.
Hello?
Oh. What is this?
What the fuck? I don't even, pal.
Who is this?
Dora. Who is this? The connection is bad.
Dora. The name feels like a gift. A gift that was meant for you. To make it possible to live.
Dora
And
Explorer?
fight. In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her. Bed springs rattle.
What do you guys think?
Don't react.
Don't react.
It doesn't matter if you react or not. You still think you hear a man's voice in the background. It's covered in pain and white noise.
Where are we taking this call next? Hello.
Who is this?
Your voice is so beautiful.
No. It's you, isn't it? It's you.
I guess we have no choice but to proceed at this point.
I am a revolutionary servant of humanity. I will free mankind and abolish the classes. I will raise the dead.
You're not a revolutionary, Harry. You're drunk.
Oh, what? That actually scared me for a second. How did she know? Harry, how do you know my name?
Because it's me. Look, I don't understand what you're saying or why you're calling me. You seem drunk.
Okay, I'm drunk, but what does it matter? I'm still me.
Oh, God.
Hey.
Do you know what time it is? It's so late here. It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours.
I want to talk about me. Who am I? You sound like you know me.
What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
Where are you? You sound like you're in another world.
I'm in Morova, sleeping.
Where are you going in 2 hours?
To work.
Where?
Okay.
The academy, where I work.
The academy? This sounds better than my job. I'm happy.
No response, only a sigh. The connection.
Ian's gonna kill you.
Like burning paper.
This is our battle with the X something, Andrew.
I'm like anti-Harry here, for some reason. My heart hurts. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh no, please stop. Please, let's just hang up.
Is someone there with you?
Yes.
That's it? Come on. I am the law. I'm detective. I'm doing a case. There's hangman.
She does not answer anymore.
I'm gonna solve it. Oh.
Harry.
Okay.
Disconnect tone.
Really?
The machine ran out of money.
Oh, really? Okay, that's all right.
Ooh. Oh, you guys. Do it. Do it.
You dial the number again. 26 pulls of the rotary dial. The machine eats the coin, and a terrifying ocean of distance rustles in your ear. In the middle of it, a familiar ring. Small, distorted, calling, calling, calling,
Let it go.
calling, 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 calling. It looks like she doesn't want to pick it up, Harry. Stop scaring her.
Just let it ring.
Calling, calling.
Harry, please.
Underneath it, she is naked and warm under a blanket.
I need to know who you are. Who are you?
Please. I'm going to hang up now, okay?
Phone hanging up.
Am I gonna kill Harry?
Disconnect tone.
Doubt it.
You dial the number again. As you're calling, 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 and calling for who knows how long, but no one answers. You need to insert more money to call again.
Okay, if we destroy the phone, it'll heal us. Yes!
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
The cold metal is hard, and your knuckles bleed. Takes your mind away from that voice. For 1 second at least.
That's enough now, officer.
You want the fucking money?
Nah, let's leave.
Oh.
I don't want to, like, break the phone, I guess.
Huh.
And then we pissed off Kim.
Alright. Now, who was the lady, Dora?
I think that was the X something.
Damn, that just came out of nowhere.
Did it?
For me, at least, like...
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Oh, let's touch it.
The cloth, if you can still call it that, makes a soft crunching sound. As you
Let's take a
thrust
closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with
Yeah.
pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
I think this is the jacket the idiot Doom Spiral guy wanted me to find.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
I mean, phone call. The phone call, yeah, like, I was going like, oh, I wonder where this interaction is going, and like, I just didn't expect Harry to actually dial somebody he knew or randomly to his ex or something. Wow, the fuck? That was my reaction.
There are better ways to resolve that.
I love how his ex is like this eldritch monstrosity in the fiction of the game. You know what I mean? Like it's...
Postcard. What the hell's that?
Postcard.
So much garbage everywhere.
Oh.
Mega Beano.
Hey Kim, check these out.
Yes?
Nothing. Damn it.
Did they ever give you the option to comment about your fashion? I don't recall.
So the boots I'm wearing, the reason why I'm able to ask that about them is because I stole them from the crime scene.
Right. Get them real quick for me.
Okay.
That guy's not going to use those shoes anymore.
There's something feral crouched between the rocks.
Something feral?
Something primal. Something forbidden. Back away. Very slowly.
Where is it?
There, by the water.
Got it.
Yeah, save scum.
Oh.
What the hell? Huh.
Okay, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go. Interact.
This is a men's size L, leopard patterned unitard with short sleeves. There are bits of seaweed stuck to it. It speaks to the animal inside you. Slow and steady, boy. You know how to handle this. Drop it now. This thing will eat you.
But I'm in danger?
Can't you feel the hairs on your arm and on the back of your neck standing up? Your heart rate races through the roof. Your pupils are the size of marbles. This is irreversible peril. Yeah, but why does it taste so sweet?
Just feel it between our fingers.
Despite the time it's spent in the water, the garment itself is surprisingly silky. The leopard spots are slightly textured. The garment label says it's composed of 85% polyamide and 15% elastane.
Where did it come from?
The wind blows through rocks and reeds. Days spent in the salt water have washed off any clues of its origin.
What should I do with it?
Run, you idiot. There's only one thing left to do. See how it fits. Just know that once the leotard goes on, it never comes off. You will change irrevocably. But don't you want to feel different? It can be a secret that only you know.
Just try it on, but only for a moment.
You
just
slip
a little
from
bit.
your briefs into the leotard. It's very tight. You've never been cradled so firmly before.
Achievement unlocked. Leopard mindset. I'm scared, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm scared too.
Feels like stepping into a warm summer lake. The silky warmth engulfs you.
Yes, this is the type of animal I want to be.
Your fingers run down your pectoral muscles, your abdominals, your hips. It's impossible to tell where you end and the leopard begins. The dried sea salt chafes against your soft flesh. Again, once the leopard comes on, it's never ever coming off.
Rip it off!
Leave it on forever.
It's wearing you now.
You actually not put anything in it.
Look at his bulge. Oh my god. He's still wearing socks. Okay. Alright, so we got that. Yep. Oh, wait. This is a look.
His balls need no protection. So leopard is a part of your body now, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes?
Ooh.
Boots.
Oh, can you look up a magnesium-based life form? The thought. Tell me if it's any good. It's funny.
It's neutral.
Oh.
Okay.
You get a -1. Oh, actually, for you, it's probably perfect.
Oh.
Okay, sick. That's what I thought.
The negative is on a dump stat, and you get a +2 somewhere else.
All right, there we go.
That dump stat is never gonna go past 1. I know exactly what it is.
Logic.
Yeah.
I did come across this.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Shake his hand.
Is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many music venues have you
We
organized?
have many in the pipeline, officer.
Why are you
You
here?
see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads. Burnouts.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Reversholt.
Strike that! The world!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burners really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
I don't know. I'm a bit of a dopehead myself.
Oh, if it was just like that, it would be fine. But they're also spooky.
What do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that. Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Yeah, hell yeah. Tell me more.
All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks.
I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I
And
first
Cecile,
scouted the place,
too.
I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
Hate to tell you, it reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
I also smell ether. Why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No.
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent, like laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. A shrug is good enough for us. Why say it when you can shrug it?
What's with all the Nosafed?
What now?
The Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it laying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
You sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Can I have some? I have some nose problems too.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Alright, enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Oh my god, why is it always logic?
What's the status of the church? Haven't gone inside the building yet.
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
What about the key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Ooh, be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you.
It's as if time is frozen somehow. You think you can sense the key moving in the air. Yeah, this is going to be way cool.
Don't ruin the cool by overdoing it. Raise your hand in front of your face with minimum effort.
Blam! Straight in the eye. Straight in the old eye orb. In the looking ball. Man up. It's nothing. Pick the goddamn key up. Put it in your pocket and move on.
Getting too old for this. Where were we?
My bad.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
I would have gotten you like an
So,
EXP or
how
something.
things going?
About the church door. How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
85%'s good enough. No one lives forever, baby.
Exactly. That's exactly what we thought.
The cage of the rage! Wrath blaze!
Egg means the situation is monitored. It's relatively safe. No one has died yet.
Right, other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved?
Well, there's also the machinery.
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting
fucking
ambush
high, Hurt.
behaviour.
Are you sure there was a crabman?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building.
Can you tell me more about this
You
machinery?
should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
Jacked up to some snuff station?
He's like one of those rich boy private radio stations where you can listen to people getting killed on and jerk off to it. Sick shit.
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff. We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
Why not? Let's go with that.
I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
We're never winning that.
As always,
Oh my god, we actually have +2 logic somehow right now?
Uh-huh.
And even then, we couldn't get past that.
We have 1 logic.
Don't the clothes that we're wearing kind of, portray the maximum amount of logic one can have?
Why are you even increasing logic?
It's from the hat. The do-rag of logic.
Hi again. So, how
Oh
things
my
going?
god. Hold on, we can do even better. Hold on. We can do better. We're not done.
Hi again. So, how things going?
Why can't I...
You have to use it.
always,
It has 7 uses. Held R.
Hi again. So, how things going?
as always, we'll be...
Hi again. So,
Okay.
Is this just gonna like instantly end the quest though?
I don't know.
Hi again. So,
Okay.
Hmm. 42% failure chance.
A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look. How about gather around, kids?
Okay, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
Sometime in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I fell sick and became the shadow you see now. But before that, I have reason to believe I was a police detective.
You still are.
I was good enough in this job to be awarded the rank of Lieutenant Yefrater. I could have been captain. Imagine that.
What happened?
Disco happened.
I've been trying to save we needs and next step in dance music to happen fast. Shut it. What? I have. I've said that.
Now, obviously, there might as well have been 1,000 years ago, but there's still some detective left in me.
The young speed freak is silent. He senses something is wrong.
This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker. You only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
That nose effect is here for its active
He
ingredient.
said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life. What's your point, Lawbringer?
The ether in the air, a useful solvent. Good for getting acting agent out of a solution.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
There is no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
Come on, that's...
Punishable by summary execution?
It's not.
So what are we gonna do with you?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
I'm on 3.
Okay, bad cop.
Wow.
This is bad cop.
I mean, we literally just rolled into this entire situation.
We did.
From nothing.
Look, I don't really care. I just wanted to crack the case. Do what you want, and I'll do what I want.
Really?
Alright, fuck it. Of course not, really. I'm a cop. Now tell me what's going on immediately.
Who else?
Oh. I'm the dirtiest cop in this side of the river.
Yeah.
I'll make it hard for you using my connection, every connection I get.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again. Then finally raises his hands.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revershoal. Because we are! We totally are! We just got to turn it into a speed lab first.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
And why do you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there. But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all. So, what now?
This is it. Judgment time.
Oh boy, what are we gonna do?
Is it from Judge Dredd?
How do we evict them? Do we get this place as our new house? We're not. I'm not advocating for that.
What's the? Hold on. We say proceed with the boat mean, no?
So those first three, I think, end this entire quest.
For sure, yeah.
It's up to you if you want to, like, 4 and 5 and 6. We're all gonna still have to go to this church at some point.
Yeah, 4 is continue with the club activity with the dance club. But 5,
So I am all in on 5, I think, but with an optional side of 1. Do we want to try 1?
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
It's Breaking Bad, this shit. Give me your cash.
Come on, man. Really?
The young man doesn't move. His earrings rattle from the tension. With his jaw clenched, he says,
No fucking way.
Yes, fucking way.
Without a word, the other speed freak pulls a red wallet out of the toolbox and hands it to you. The disdain is palpable. His eyes pierce you like lightning as he lets go of the wallet.
Okay, war is dangerous.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's
That's I don't think
dangerous.
it's gonna pan out well.
Okay. To the lab and the club.
Respectable. I'm really feeling the science right about now.
Probably not going to be easy, but the spookers in the church are not going to be happy about this.
But you can just evict them, right? You're the law, man. You've got this.
That's it for now.
Always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
Oh my
Nice.
god, you guys.
Got some cashola out of that exchange.
A shortcut.
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over.
Push it
The
over.
pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Shortcut.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I think we're going to our home away from home. Oh my god, map. Okay.
So we want to go southish. Oh, one of the well, actually, I don't want to spoil it. When this thought completes, you may or may not appreciate it. I think it'll be helpful.
Ah. Okay, this is helpful. Okay, we're here.
The remaining
That's the
windows
church.
rattle from a strong gust of wind.
No, this is the
They're covered in a thick
electrical
layer of
facility.
They must have been like this for 40 years.
Let's try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place.
Can you make out what's
No.
inside?
I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Okay. So we want to go more south, I believe.
Yeah, looking at that map, it seemed to be the case. Oh,
Is
here
this-
it is. It's one of these houses, forget which.
It's this one.
It's getting late, and it's raining. Time to call it a day.
Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
On the table, you see a bowl of water.
Oh no, 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 no.
Hand-eye coordination. I think we actually have a permanent debuff to that.
Oh, that's a possibility.
But that debuff came
Well,
in like
I
a
also
three
don't
to
want to
something else.
shave. I also don't want to shave.
Oh, well then fail it, I guess. Or just don't even bother.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Go to sleep.
Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
This place is a lot nicer than the hotel.
A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you. Forever. On Faraday.
One of you guys want to take this?
Spinning, spinning, spinning.
Spinning, spinning. Tell me, am I dreaming?
No. You're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. The bang. The endless learning experience.
Spinning on the empty.
On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time. The smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Beautiful.
The rain, the snow, I don't want it. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent, picking up litter and old newspapers, collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
That's right. I am an agent of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the working class.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
I'm building communism for all. This time we won't fail.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
Feel the pillow under my cheek.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
Alright, boys, we did it. We've made it another day.
Congratulations.
So how we feel about things so far? I know I asked you this just last night.
I just never know what's going to happen next,
Yeah.
or what we will encounter.
Chaos.
And the game always finds a new way to surprise me.
In a sense, this game is chaos, but like control chaos, I guess.
It's very
chaos that we
calm.
try to navigate through.
It's very calm and collected chaos, like how it presents itself to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I adore this game so far. We're farther than I've ever made it, by the way.
Oh, nice.
I got to a certain point, I was just like, fuck it, I'm streaming this. No way around it.
But now we're actually jumping into the unknown.
Yeah, yeah. I picked up various things that are coming up later through osmosis, but yeah, mostly clean slate here.
Well, I mean, honestly, that makes it more interesting, you know.
Yeah.
It's not really fun when you're, everything, and then you're kind of steering the wheel. I'm like, wow. And then you're like... Alright, that's it for tonight. Oh, wait, next time it's gonna be day 4, right?
Yes.
Wait, what's our goal?
For us.
What's the current goal now? So many things happen. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of.
Oh, so there's a couple things that I want to do. One, our soul is immense, and we have to let it out in a night of karaoke. That's priority number 1 for me. Number 2, we found our badge, so that means that we can get some more information from Joyce, the girl on the boat.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We still don't know who shot the man who was hanged. Lely.
No, that is a mystery. Yes.
We have some general stuff to ask Claudia about, like why her papers weren't in the buoy like she said they were.
I don't know, she's been fiddling us like a damn fiddle. I don't know.
Maybe I want to be fiddled, Jihun.
Ooh. Yeah, the thing about Claudia is that she's not letting us know a lot of things. That's a problem, so... She's the victim / prime suspect.
Love a good victim / suspect. Andrew, I gotta ask, how do you, just generally, how do you feel about our police work so far?
Yeah, that's what you call it.
Yeah, if you can call it that.
Oh my god.
It's definitely one of those, like, and justifies the mean kind of situation, you know?
Machiavellian is the word you're looking for.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know there actually word for it. Okay.
Yeah, look up Machiavelli. He's a, I guess, philosopher, story writer person.
I wonder if I can type it Machiavelli. Oh, okay. Thank you, Google, for auto-completing.
Yeah.
Never gonna be a spelling bee champ with that attitude.
Did you guys actually try to do that when you're a kid? I know that's a thing, for sure.
I don't think I was ever involved in any kind of competition.
Yeah, nah. Maybe, like, stuff within, like, my class.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah, no.
I often hear about it, but I never encounter. And I often hear about that kind of stuff, like stories, but I never had a chance to, like, not even just participating. But like never witnessed anything, so I don't know how intense that shit is.
Yeah, I think how things are looking right now is we'll get through this day 4, So I assume that will be 2 streams, and then we'll start looking at what we're doing for Spooktober, I think.
Oh, yes. Just about in 2-3 weeks. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Spooky Halloween.
But yeah, I'll probably pull up a poll like what we'll end up doing. I guess I have one. I have like 2 themes I've been tossing around. One I'm a bit more excited to do than the other one, but both are equally valid. But yeah, like how last year we did the month of Silent Hill. There's another one like that I've kind of been hoarding games that we could theoretically do, or we could get through some of my backlog of interesting, old, terrible, amazing games that I've been wanting to put down for a while.
Oh god, the Nintendo game. Oh my god, Nintendo Switch game. Forgot about it until now.
Wait, which one? Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, some kind of like game you have to go through hell.
Oh, Agony? Oh no, we put that one down. Not that.
Yeah, that we put that down for sure. Oh god, after what happened last time. Oof.
Yeah, an hour is all that all that the game is getting from this channel.
Which is fair enough. Alrighty then, I guess the next meeting is next Saturday. Or this Saturday. On how you look at the week.
I understand. Alright. I will see you in hell.
I'm already in it.